Second. All right. Well, here we are. Good deal. Well, welcome everybody. How's everybody doing? My name is Mark Harbert from markharbert.com. I am super excited today to have an incredible marketer, and not only an incredible marketer, but I actually consider this guy a really good friend. He has helped me a lot in my business, and he's just an incredible marketer and incredible ideas that this guy comes up with, and I'm super excited to talk to him today. But my buddy Gavin Mountford from the UK, what's up, man?
Hey Mark, fantastic to be here. Appreciate it,
Yeah,
and it's great to connect with you again. After, I mean, we've kind of known each other for quite a while now, and
yeah,
probably going back 3 or 4 years, I think, or
yeah,
like long term when in the previous businesses. So yeah, great to be here,
yeah,
and look forward to it.
yeah. That's awesome. So yeah, I'm super excited to talk to you today. Number one, because what you've recently come out with, I got to be honest. When I first saw you come out with, it, I wasn't really sure what it was, but when I figured out what it was, I was so freaking pumped because I think what you're doing here, and for those watching, Gavin is just recently he's coming out. He's has a new product called Team Site Traffic, and what it does for network marketing companies, for people who have teams that want to put a site together, I think it's really going to change the way people put team sites together for their team to utilize. Because I don't know, why don't you just tell me about it? I'm just super excited about this. I think what you did here is genius. So let's talk about it. Tell me about team site traffic, what it is, and I guess how people can use it in their business.
I think one of the questions that most people have first is how did you even come up with the idea? How did you come up with the concept? And if I go back about maybe 18 months ago, I was speaking on stage with Diane Hockman and Dagan Smith and Brian Finale at the Internet MLM Summit in the UK. I think it was the second night. I happened to have a drink with Dagan, and we were talking just about leverage, and we were talking about building businesses, and he planted the seed in my mind at the time. He says, "Well, why don't you leverage a team to help build your brand and help build everybody else at the same time?" And I always carry like a pocket notebook and a little pen, so I scribbled this note out onto this piece of paper, and I put it in my back pocket and kind of forgot about it until I got back home again. I pulled it out. I'm thinking, well, what a great idea. And my brain, I don't know if you've ever had it yourself, Mark, but you lie awake at night thinking of
Yeah,
ideas and the possibilities, and it's like, I need to do this. I need this opportunity to kind of something to be able to integrate this. So if I go back probably maybe 3 months later or 15 months ago-ish, from where we are today, and an opportunity came out, an opportunity at the time that was brand new, and I knew there was going to be tens of thousands of marketers promoting this opportunity, and there were big marketers promoting it. I thought, well, how can I be different? How can I actually do something different to everybody else to stand out? And one problem that I've always had is, how do you actually get your team when you have a team? You may not have a team yet, but if you've ever tried to bring a person in or a sign up in, they never seem to duplicate what you do. That's always the big problem, isn't it? You sign up, you're a great personal recruiter, and you sign up 20, 30, 40, 50, maybe, or even just a handful of people, and nobody does what you do. It's like, I just need to find one other person to duplicate myself, so I can do so I can multiply my efforts. And that's really one of the only ways to build a long-term network marketing or long-term multi-level affiliate business. So I kind of came back with that idea, and I thought, well, I wonder if it's possible to create some kind of team website, like one central location that promotes the opportunity, but all the team members can then promote the team website before the actual network marketing opportunity, and then I could create the content, or you could create the content if it was your team site, which means that the content could be good. It would be something that other people don't need to then do, because a lot of people struggle with blogging. A lot of people don't know how to blog, and even if they do, then people generally don't take action on the blog post. So if you could have one place, and I thought, well, if I can have this one site where I can create all the content, and then somehow, and I didn't know how to do it at the time, this was like the idea was ticking around in my head, and somehow get this some kind of software developed that allowed all my team members, and at the time I didn't have a team. This was the beauty of it. This was brand new, but I had the idea and I had the vision. And then what I did was I started to tell other people about this idea that I had, and I kind of built this basic structure of a website, which had a review page for the opportunity. It had an About Gavin page. It had a compensation plan page so people could find out more about the products and the comp plan. It had a Join Our Team page. And then I also created like a bonus for my team so people could promote, and I just wanted something different so people would join us and me rather than join the other 10,000 people that were promoting it. So I kind of set the basic structure of that up, and I started to show it to a number of people. I kind of, I've been doing this for a while, so I was sending a few messages out on Facebook to people, just saying, I've got this great idea. There's a brand new opportunity launched. Would you like an opportunity to be part of it? And I always kind of position it as an opportunity, and people are like, yes, Gavin, let me know what's got you excited. How can I find out more? I really want to know what's going on. So I showed them this team site that I'd been creating, and they loved it. They were like, that's different. It's completely new. It's fresh. It helps you stand out. And they wanted to be part of that. So just by having, I think a lot of people have said to me, well, great, but I've got no team members myself. Is it something that I can do? Well, I had no team members, and the vision, and again, Mark, I'm sure that if your vision is bigger than somebody else's, people want to be part of that vision, and they want to be part of what it is that you're doing. So I kind of I thought, well, because I got the outline and the structure of the actual website, but I didn't have any way of actually allowing my team members, as they were coming on board, to be able to promote the team site. So I looked through my Skype contact list, and I may have posted a project on Elance. I can't remember exactly how it came about, but I thought, well, this runs off WordPress. WordPress is great for plugins. I wonder if I can get some kind of WordPress plugin or WordPress software that would allow my team members to promote the site. So whenever somebody clicks on a link on the site and decides to join our team, they get the credit as well, and they get the sign up for that opportunity goes into their team. And so yeah, I mean, probably 3 or 4 months later, I developed this awesome plugin, or I had my developer do it. Maybe 3 or 4 grand later. So it was, it was a costly project, and I didn't know if it was going to work at the time. But months and months and months and months later, so many success stories and other people now using it as well. And I don't think you didn't know that story either, Mark, did you? So that was quite I just said, quite new to you as well. So
that's awesome. Yeah, it's awesome, and because you're right. I mean, here's the thing. I've been marketing online for a long time now, and there are things about the internet that are tend to be not duplicatable, and a lot of the technical aspects and the things that hold people back are those little technical things. It's really not that technical, but when people are very techie, so to speak, they really struggle with setting up a blog, creating content, then promoting the content, and it's like this gives you the opportunity for to set something up and allow your team members to come right out of the gate and have something that they can promote on their Facebook page, on their Twitter page, whatever social media site they have. If they want to send an email to somebody saying, hey, read this, and if they like it, they end up signing up. I mean, really what this does is it makes it so easy when you bring 2 team members in to give them content to promote right away that's high quality that you put together. And I think it's genius. And
I think one of the, just to kind of add to what you just said, one of the big things that, I mean, if you've ever been an affiliate marketer before, if you've ever been in some kind of doing a promotion for a product, what a lot of people do, they tend to give swipe copy or like emails that the people can send out to their prospects, like little Facebook status updates or blog posts that people can use, or videos. And the great thing, this is kind of like doing that. You write the content for your team members, or you can get, I mean, Mark, you'll probably explain shortly, you'll probably get some people to create content for you, and then you can give that, basically you can give that content to your team members to go and promote, so they can go onto Facebook and they can post this little Facebook status update that then sends people back to the blog post or the team website that allows. So I mean, you're basically doing it for your team effectively, which a lot of people want a done-for-you solution. And all it takes is one person with a bright idea to create a team website to help the team, and wow, amazing things can happen.
It really is, man. I mean, it's got me really, really excited when you and I talked, and I took a look at it. I was like, oh man, this is freaking awesome. This is so good, and that's what's got me really excited about it. I think it's just an awesome thing, and this really kind of takes away the hurdles that new people would face, and makes it just super simple from day one for people to tap in, go for it, and and that's the cool thing about it. So let's talk about. I know you've had some. You were talking. You've had some great results with when you were building yours. Why don't you talk about those a little bit? When you built your site for your company, and obviously you don't have to mention the company, but just some of the results that you've seen that with your plugin.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I guess I've been an online marketer for a number of years, and I've kind of had ups and downs, but
which is pretty typical for everybody, we all have those,
So I guess I'm quite fortunate in a way that I've always made sure I've had multiple sources of income coming in, and I think many people watching, you'll be in a similar position. You might have a system, you might have a network marketing company, you might have an affiliate program, but I think the big key really is to start to develop long-term relationships with people, so that when an opportunity like this, or if you join a new opportunity, or if your company decides to launch in a different country or something like that, then you can go to a number of people and you can say, hey, I've got this great idea, I've got this team website, I've built it for this opportunity. And as soon as this happened for me, within 19 days, I'd sponsored about 28 people just by share. And this was from me sharing the vision more than anything. But I've sponsored a number of people in other opportunities myself before. But the speed of duplication for me again was nothing like I'd ever experienced before, because this was an opportunity that grew fast. I was then able to give my team members the content, the bonus for them to promote, and within 90 days, the team had grown to, I think it was about 417 people. I was making, and I don't necessarily like to talk income figures necessarily, just because some people think you're bragging, or some people think it's not possible for them. But for the opportunity I was in at the time, and the time and effort I put in, it was probably about $5,000 per month from the opportunity, and I credit that to basically to creating the team site, and to allowing my team members the content and the webinars that I created at the time to be able to promote one thing that everybody wants to be part of a team, and that's the big thing. People don't join opportunities necessarily just for the opportunity. I mean, it's always it's a benefit to be in a program that you love and you enjoy, but if you're working with people that you really admire and respect and you get on with as a team, and there's support there, people want to be part of it. So yeah, I would say I had some pretty reasonable results from that.
That's huge. Yeah, that's huge. Absolutely. And it is. People really want to be a part of it. I mean, when you really get down to it, you create a team site that everybody's promoting. I mean, you could essentially almost even have like a page where you can promote all the team members too, where all the team members, if they want to do a blog post, you could put it on there, and it allows people on your team to get exposure because everybody's promoting it. I mean, I think there's so much possibility here, just for anybody, to write content, put it on a team site, and they get exposure, from all the viral activity, people sharing it. So if like such and such team member writes a blog post, the other guy can come in and say, oh, that's a great post, I want to share it, but it's their link that they're sharing, so if somebody signs up, they get the credit. That's
I
pretty cool.
actually, and I've never really shared, I've never shared this story before, because this was something I did using this model and it wasn't in a network marketing company this time. I did it with my own product. I got a product at the time that was, we used to get together on Google Hangouts, and like 6 people would get together. We'd all talk about our marketing experiences, and I got this kind of program that I was developing at the time, and I created I'd got an affiliate program for the opportunity, for not the opportunity, but for the product that I had and that I'd
Yeah.
created. And I thought, I wonder if I can leverage this same software, the team site traffic and team site domination software, to be able to allow my affiliates to be able to promote this one site where I'd created all the content. So I got probably about 100 affiliates all promoting this one site that then promoted the product that I'd created. But the big thing, and this is this, I don't know where this idea came from in a way. It was I thought, well, there's obviously hundreds, if not thousands, of visitors coming to this one site now because all these people are promoting it. I wonder if there was a way, and this was me giving an opportunity to people um, that were in my business, and I said, well, I wonder if there's a way that I can position getting other people to write content for me as a major opportunity, which it was, for those people to get exposure. So I created an application. I said, I've got hundreds of visitors coming to this site. You're going to get massive exposure. You can write content on this blog, and I can position you as an expert. And so I gave an application. There was a 1995, I think it was, application fee for people to come to basically apply to become an author on that site.
Right.
And I also said, if you're successful, there'll be I think it was, again, I can't remember exactly, but I think it was a $99 join fee. So
Yeah.
I had 10 authors in the end decided to join as writers who paid well, I had hundreds of people, maybe I think it was close to 100 people
Yeah.
apply. So if you think about that, 100 times 19.99, 100 times $20, plus
Wow.
$100 per author that decided to join. So I made a ton of money by giving people an opportunity to be able to write on the team site. Now that might go over, what I just said
Yeah.
might go over a few people's heads, but you can actually, if you've got your own team website, you can effectively charge people to write on your site because of the
Yeah.
massive exposure that they're going to get. And, and,
Yes.
and, and again, that it just comes down to how limited somebody's thinking is as to what you can actually do with
Right.
this. So
It
yeah,
makes, yeah, that's a great point. I mean, really, it's like, you can do essentially anything you want, anything you can come up with. When you own the site and you put it together, I mean, it's limitless. I love that. I think that's just awesome, awesome stuff.
and
So,
just one very quick thing. I also
yeah.
made sure that I had coded because what happened was, as a result of the opportunity site that I created, I had a ton of people coming in from Google. So there was people searching for my opportunity review, my opportunity compensation plan, or whatever. And again, we had hundreds of visitors coming in from Google to the main team site. And I thought, well, those people that are coming into Google, they're not clicking on anybody's link to start with, so they're not being referred by any of my team members, which means that they're not associated with an ID for the opportunity. So how could I actually have it so when somebody comes from Google that's never clicked through somebody's link before, so a team member, how could I have it so I could effectively drop a cookie, and a cookie is like a technical term for how you track people on the internet. How could I effectively drop a cookie that allowed a default cookie or a default ID to to be associated with that visitor coming from Google?
Right.
And what I also did then, I coded in like a rotator, so I could then reward my best performing team members. So anybody that came from Google would either go in my team, if they'd never clicked on somebody else's link before. They either went in my team or they went in
Right.
one of my best performing team members' teams. And again, from your perspective, or from people watching, you could, if you wanted to, sell co-op spots.
Yeah.
So you've got 5 people or 10 people a month. They pay you a certain amount of money, and all the traffic that comes from Google rotates between the people in the co-op.
Yep.
And that was a huge thing. That was a huge thing that I had developed into it.
Yeah, that right there is, I think, huge because think about this for a second, and you can hit on this too, Gavin. when when people are sharing content, what does that do? It creates backlinks. Could be social backlinks, could be, if somebody has a website and they're sharing a link to it, that creates a backlink. So what's going to happen is over time, as the site gets more and more exposure, it's going to be like it's natural backlinks. And what's going to happen is the site is articles on the site as they get shared and backlinks are built, it's going to start ranking in the search engines, and you're going to start getting free organic traffic from Google because of the nature of the sharing. So
Yeah.
when somebody hits that, and it was not, all those backlinks aren't associated with somebody else, you can set who you want to benefit from that. And if you have, somebody on your team who's especially producing and you want to reward them, you can stick them in there so that they'll randomly get signups even from stuff they're not sharing.
That, yeah,
That's
what you
huge.
just said is huge. And I mean, social sharing these days, and there was a big problem that I actually had, and I'll tell you this from this is from experience. And if you're watching this right now and you think, well, this is a great idea, I love to do this sounds like this is easy, I could do this myself. One thing that I would say to be careful of is when you register your domain name, be very careful. I mean, you can do it, but Google came out with, and I'm not an SEO expert, and I never claimed to be, but Google came out with a penalty for over optimization of keywords, and this has
Yeah.
been around for a while, but it was they were penalizing people that created, it was called an exact match domain name. So if you've got your opportunity review or your opportunity in the website name, and if you also over optimize the backlinks, as in every time you write a backlink, you use your keywords, Google actually penalized my site after a while, and we were getting tons and tons of traffic from Google. And all of a sudden, Google Slap came in. It was Google Slap 5, probably. I don't know how. They changed their algorithm all the time.
Yeah.
Um, so they wiped a ton of search engine traffic away from me because I I don't- I basically had the company name in the domain. So my recommendation now is don't use your company name in the domain. Use something completely generic. So it's thebestteam.com or our fan, and it wouldn't be that, but it would be something like that. So it would be yourteamname.com, and nobody can ever take that site away from you. Your opportunity could never take it away from you. Google won't penalize you, and
Yeah.
they'll start to rank you a lot higher. So that was a big learning curve. I was getting really excited because all this traffic coming in from Google, and then all of a sudden Google changed their algorithm like they do, and you've got to be on top of the game on your
Yeah.
game. But yeah, I mean, I had to kind of evolve with that, and I realized I went to an SEO expert and I said, "What's going on? Where's the traffic gone?"
Yeah.
But the great thing with this is that you've still got your team members promoting the team site. So whilst you lose a percentage of traffic from the search engines, you've still got all the rest of that traffic coming
Yeah.
in from social media, which was a big team members sending solo ads, team members sending Facebook traffic. So
Yeah.
you're leveraging other people to create massive traffic. It's a big.
Literally, the idea of this is limitless. I mean, if you want to send a solo ad to it, you can. I mean,
Mm,
any kind of traffic you want to send it, if they go through your link with your ID, I mean, you can send it, and you're giving people good content that they can read, and when they go, "Wow, I really like this," click the link, it goes to you. You get credited. It's
yeah, and you've
just,
just got to you've got to think how
I'm
many.
so excited about it. I
Yeah,
think
it's
it's awesome.
you've got to think how much traffic a regular network marketing company gets, to their replicated website. Well, all this is a replicated website in a way, before the company. So you get the traffic, you get the branding, you get the feedback, you get the testimonials, you get the leads, you get the income, all the people in the team go in your downline because you're the owner of that team website. This is just. Uh, yeah, I'm excited by. I created it
Huge.
a
It's
while
huge.
back now, but I mean, the people that I've seen using it, and the great thing is, this has got a lot of attention from a lot of leaders and a lot of people that have got teams already. This has got a lot of attention from people that don't have teams, but all of a sudden people are. One thing that I always thought, I think, and I can't remember if it was Microsoft or if it was. Um, I think let me just say it was Microsoft, but the company had said, how do we become the intelligence behind the computers and behind, there's this great rage of computers, but how can we actually capitalize on it? And they decided to create an operating system that people had to use in order to create their to log on to their computer, to
Right.
get onto the web, etc. It's like Firefox and Google,
Right.
and they're all kind of the intelligence behind this huge thing that we've got. So my vision is to create was to create a soft system and software and a training program that anybody who wanted to create a team site would, they'd install, they'd use, and they'd work with that program. They'd go through the training, they'd learn how to do it, and just because my vision's always been to reach a lot of people and to help as many people as possible. Because Zig Ziglar's quote, if you can help as many people get what they want in the world, then you can have anything that you want. And that's always been my
Right.
vision and my kind of mission.
Yeah.
And I think this software and this program allows for that, and it allows people that would not normally get results to actually start to get some results and see some success.
Yeah. It's awesome, man. I just I absolutely love it, and I think that it's awesome to see the vision you had on this, and that's what it always comes down to. I mean, it's you can always have success yourself, and I've had some great success online, but I know that one of the things that I've always said is it's really fun when you get success and you make a lot of money. But you know what's even more rewarding than that? It's helping a lot of people
Mhm.
make money as well,
Yeah.
and helping a lot of other people do it as well. And that is even more rewarding than making money yourself. So I think it's awesome. It's really cool. So. That's awesome, man. Well, yeah, I think it's great. Team site traffic. It's a WordPress plugin. I've checked out everything you put together. The training that you have, for people to put this together and how to do it is extremely extensive, but very easy to use. I mean, very easy to set up. You've gone through. You've put all the training together from the very get-go, how to do it, how to set it up. It's literally step by step, holding your hand, showing you exactly what to do. You've done a phenomenal job on putting the training together on how to set this up to get maximum results. And so I think you've done a fantastic job on that too.
I think that was the big thing. I thought, well, if there's a piece of software that people can use, but it's not always how to do it that people are actually struggling with. It's putting the jigsaw pieces together, it's bringing it all together, and it's actually the high level strategy stuff that people miss out on and that they don't have. So by creating a training program that goes through how to do it, and the big picture, and how to actually put it together in how to create the site, the pages to use, the content to use, how to position it, was something that I really wanted to kind of get down for people, so they could go through an all-inclusive program. But at the same time, there's I created like a Facebook support group for members only, also an opportunity for people to have like a 30-minute coaching session with myself, complimentary, as part of this entire package. So
Yeah.
if they wanted to ask me some questions before they even set up their site, they can. Or if they want to set up the basic infrastructure of the site first and then speak to me to make sure they get the most out of it, plus some other kind of strategies that I've used myself that nobody else uses, because most people are in the mindset of, I go out and I sponsor somebody, I go out and I sponsor somebody, I go out and I sponsor somebody, but then what happens after that? How do you get people to duplicate? How do you work together as a team or a tribe? And how do you actually leverage the people, and so everybody wins? And that's always been the kind of thinking behind the thinking that I do.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted to achieve, and yeah, I certainly believe that I've got that now, and
Well, you do because, like you said, we've known each other for a number of years now, and I remember 4 years ago,
mm,
you had this whole community online of people that were dedicated to helping each other succeed. I was a part of it. That's kind of
yes,
where I started. I started to get to know you. I'm like, who is this guy with the the crazy accent over in the UK. You're thinking, no, you got the accent, right? But I remember that, and that's where we connected. But you were very much into, a duplication mindset. This is kind of where I know that's where your heart's kind of always been since I've known you, is helping people get off the ground quickly, helping them, get moving quickly, and this is really a reflection of that. And so it's
the funny thing is, this was never going to be a program or a product that I was going to release to everyone, and I was always going to keep this software for myself. Now that's a strange, maybe a strange thing to say originally, because I thought, well, I've got this great I've got this great idea, I've got this great concept, I've got this great opportunity, and I can roll it out on multiple sites. I was at the time I was selling licenses for a couple of people, like a handful of people, for quite high money, and I thought I was thinking of what can I do, and because as you said yourself, I've always been interested in tribes and how tribes work, and people can come together to create communities, and people are interested in certain topics. I was thinking of, well, there's a product that I've got that I can teach people, I can help people about tribes, and I started to put this program together, and I recorded a load of audios and a load of videos, and then I decided to create a bonus for that package. And that bonus was team site traffic, bizarrely. So the program and product that we're talking about right now was, a few months ago, a bonus for something else that I was doing, but the software was not available. And I was speaking to somebody on the phone, again, a few months back, and they said, well, what you've got is, it's so powerful, why not actually release it as a program and as a package and as a piece of software that other people can use as well? So, I was always about me helping my team members make money, but then what if you add an extra dimension to this, and what if I was to allow, people like Mark, people like, I created a team site for Michelle Pesca-Salido recently, Rob Ford's been creating a site, there's a Rebecca Woodhead, Diane Hockman, the big marketers now are starting to create team sites. What if I could actually create something that the top marketers and even average marketers and people that are just beginning could use to create a team site, so they could then go and help other people? So it's like, there's me helping my team, and then take a step back, now there's me helping other marketers to help their team, if that makes sense. So that was kind of where this came from, and why I decided to release this as an actual program itself, rather than keeping the software for myself. So it's just I just thought about that as you just said that. It was just an interesting realization, basically.
Yeah, that's awesome. As you were saying that, I wanted to go back just a second before we wrap this up and mention, when I talked about the training that you had put together, and I wanted to make sure I pointed this out, was you talked about how a lot of times, and I've seen this because I've purchased a lot of products. I love buying stuff. I'm like, I buy tons of stuff, and that's one of the keys to success. You got to love buying.
Absolutely.
But I know through all the products and stuff I bought, people tend to typically try to make the training very short, concise, but what they leave out is they leave out the big picture. It's always how, and what I love is that you have actually put some things together that help people see the big picture, and like you said, the high level strategy of it is like, how can this work in your overall marketing strategy and building your team. So it's very, very, number one, easy to digest, but it's so important that people get the idea of how you can really leverage. Because when I was watching some of the training, I remember I had, light bulbs going off. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It was like you're having all these wows. Like, wow, that's when I really started to see the vision of it. When you can grab that vision, that's what's really going to drive you to have something like this and have success with it. So
it's a paradigm shift, isn't it, in a way? You're so, and not necessarily you, but other people are so focused on sponsoring people and bringing people into your opportunity that you don't see what's on the outside. And I believe that I imagine our imagination is limited by whatever just the kind of narrow focus that we've got, but there's so much out there that you can do and that you can achieve by just changing your focus and just by expanding your kind of horizons a little bit. So yeah, the big picture is critical to
Critical.
success. Yeah.
And if you get if yeah, that's always the biggest thing is helping people see the big picture,
Mhm.
and you've done a great job doing that, and so it's awesome. But yeah, Gavin, I'm super pumped about it. I think, if anybody, I believe if you're really serious about marketing online, if you're really serious about building a brand and a team that duplicates, this is something you definitely want in your arsenal. It's super easy to set up. Honestly, I installed it on a brand new site, and literally I had this thing up and running within like 5-10 minutes too, before I even went through a lot of the stuff
Yeah.
that you had put together and the big picture and things like that. So I think it's a great piece of software. Works on WordPress, and but I appreciate you, Gavin, coming out today and getting on here with me and providing some value for the people. And I know a lot of people are going to get a huge value out of what you put together here, man.
Fantastic. No, I appreciate it, Mark. Thank you so much. Yeah, definitely look forward to working closer with you and people who are watching right now. So I will see you very shortly.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can say for sure that if you have any questions about team site traffic, you can certainly get with Gavin and pick up the plugin. Click the link below here and check it out. And I know you're going to get a huge benefit out of it. So appreciate you, Gavin. Have an awesome day, man. And for everybody watching this, I appreciate you taking the time. And we'll see you around the internet.
You too. Thank you. See ya.